coming to you live from the MediaPlex in downtown Windsor. This is a presentation of St. Clair College Journalism.
Good evening, I'm Gracie Lowe's, and you're watching MediaPlex News Now. Early this morning, scaffolding collapsed inside a 9-story reservoir building undergoing maintenance at the Domtar Pulp and Paper plant in Windsor, Quebec. 10 workers were injured, and 3 out of the 10 were seriously injured. Emergency services came to the scene at 1:45 a.m. Firefighters helped evacuate the wreckage. It's crime fighting time. Let's turn to our friends from Crime Stoppers to see what they have for us this week.
Nooraldine Robbie is wanted for the 2018 kidnapping and homicide of 16-year-old Chance Gauthier. Investigators believe that Robbie fled the country shortly after the homicide. As in any case, Crime Stoppers offers individuals the ability to report information anonymously. Your identity will be fully protected and you will not have to attend court. If you know the whereabouts of Robbie, call us at 519-258-TIPS, or you can submit a tip online at catchcrooks.com. By using the Crime Stoppers program and remaining anonymous, a tipster will still be eligible for the BOLO reward of up to $50,000 if the information leads to the arrest of Robbie. I'm Police Coordinator Sarah Werstein.
Zachary Balog is here with me in the studio tonight. What do you have for us, Zach?
Well, Gracie, I have a chilly forecast for you. Currently, it is 9 degrees with some bright sunshine. So are we going to have to trade that sun for an umbrella? I'll tell you coming up in the 3-day forecast. Gracie?
The prices at the pump don't seem to be going down anytime soon. Sydney Vascor has the story.
Has filling up your gas tank become more and more expensive lately? Gas prices in Windsor, Ontario have hit an all-time high.
I'm here on site at a local gas station where the price of gas is $1.47 per liter. Compared to last year's price on this day, it has increased by 70 cents per liter. The recent increase in the price of oil has made the price at the pump spike to an all-time high. Mateague says it is time for a dramatic reflection by consumers.
The current energy crisis is causing a major impact on all of our lives. It will continue to do so if we do not make a dramatic change soon.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Sydney Vascor.
If you think print is dead, think again. Ravishan Wijumane tells us more.
A book is a book is a book. Despite the rise of e-books and audiobooks, the physical book is still alive and kicking in Windsor. Thanks to pulp-loving Windsorites, the family-owned second-hand bookstore in Ottawa Street, Juniper Books, celebrated its 15th anniversary this year. Owner Roger Werdeman says the COVID-19 lockdowns inspired a whole new demographic to frequent his store. Now the majority of his clientele are so-called digital natives, Windsorites between the ages of 20 and 30.
Now it's mostly people under 40 who come in here. I'm fairly confident the actual book will continue to thrive. The feel of a book, the smell of a book, the context it gives you, the immediacy of it, the durability of it. It's a perfect product to me.
According to BookNet Canada, print books saw a 40% drop in sales in 2020 when retail stores closed down in March. However, the number recovered starting May. In the period between May and July, physical book sales grew by 15% compared to the same period in the previous year. For MediaPlex News, I'm Ravishan Vijaymanna.
Not only is there a farmer's market on Polisher Street, but there's also a flea market. Alexa Fraser explains.
Flea markets are back in downtown Windsor.
The Downtown Windsor BIA put on a flea market Sunday, October 24th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Polisher Street between Wyandotte and Park Streets. The flea market differs from the Saturday morning farmers market because it has more vintage vendors and local artists. Ali Mosuri is a local artist who draws using pens and graphites. She set up for her first flea market this morning.
I think it's different because last weekend I was at the art fair, and this weekend it's more, there's so much different things being sold in all the booths, and it's nice to see what everyone's kind of, all the local businesses and what everyone's selling today.
Savon Riley is a local artist and designer for her clothing brand. This is not her first flea market.
Honestly, it's been really cool. I feel like more people want like a reason to leave their house now, and because of the pandemic, I feel like people want to support smaller businesses too. So honestly, because of that, I've only benefited.
For information on how to become a vendor, go to downtownwindsor.ca and search flea market. There you can find a link and follow the page to the vendor application.
For MediaPlex News, I'm Alexa Fraser.
This weekend is Halloween, and some may say it's the night of the living dead. I was there to bring you this story.
Get your best zombie costumes and your bravery, because the annual Zombie Walk and Scare House are back in town. The goal is to help raise awareness about the downtown mission and the Windsor Youth Center, as well as collect donations. Anyone of any age can attend the fun-filled walk. Michael Reeve is one of the organizers. He and his character, zombie pirate Captain Highgrinder, said that the walk has become a tradition for the city and its residents.
This all started with Jacob Witalik. He brought the zombie walk to Windsor. And then things went off to the wayside, and I, Captain Highgrinder, decided to take it up for a good cause for the downtown mission. Just because we have no brains doesn't mean we have no hearts, you see.
The walk starts outside the Scare House and goes through part of Jackson Park. Although the zombie walk is over now, anyone looking to test their bravery can also try out the Windsor Scare House. It's a fun and easy way to embrace the Halloween spirit, and most customers agree that it's worth the money and the scare.
Tickets for the Scare House are on sale on their website from now until October 31st. For MediaPlex News, I'm Gracie Lowe's. Cryptocurrency is a mystery to many of us. We have this report from Bernard Duval.
The bank did it again. Raised their costs. Transactions take ages, and cross-border transfers are riddled with regulations and hidden costs. Isn't there a better way of doing it?
An increasing number of people are raising this question. Cryptocurrency, best known for Bitcoin, is attempting to offer a solution. But what does it offer?
It's anonymous, quick or quicker than online transactions, operates on basically incorruptible software called blockchain. It's regulated by users and not the bank or government, and up to now, not taxed.
Here in Windsor, Ontario, 3 different entrepreneurs specialize in the 3 different components of cryptocurrency.
All 3 got into the space because of their frustration with the banking system, but mostly they've entered the $700 billion industry, hoping their respective efforts will unearth a digital gold mine. Kevin Roy, a builder by trade, mines cryptocurrency as a hobby.
Well, mining is working for a reward. You want to plug in as much hashing power as you have, send it towards a coin, and you get compensated in that currency.
Ian France markets and sells a coin called ProCurrency, created for a developing online shopping platform.
For a coin to truly be successful in a currency, it needs users, usability, and a purpose.
Joshua Ndolo, a University of Windsor economics graduate, launched the company Amani. They use the open source technology that underpins all cryptocurrencies called blockchain.
We allow for cross-border transactions between 2 parties, and it's very economical. It costs about $3 when a bank would take $80. It takes you about a day when a bank would take 3 to 4 business days.
Dr. Muharrem Kanyev, University of Windsor Associate Professor of Law, has his reservations about the sudden rise of this trending, unregulated private currency.
What advantages does a cryptocurrency offer an ordinary consumer, and what value proposition does it provide an ordinary consumer that an existing fiat or national currency does not have?
Similar questions were asked of disruptive and mostly unregulated innovations such as Airbnb and Uber, taking a combined bite of almost $1 trillion out of their respective legacy industries. Will cryptocurrencies do the same to the banking system? Cryptocurrency is not the first private currency, and there's a reason why they vanished.
Why did government get into the currency producing business in the first place? Government didn't get into this business because they wanted to get into this business or curb freedoms. They had to get into this business because there was too much economic uncertainty involved with private currencies in the past.
If it bothers you, paying 40 cents for a cup of coffee in the morning and $4 that same afternoon, advocates for cryptocurrency won't just say you're getting it wrong. They'll say you're just not getting it. Let's take a step back. Where does cryptocurrency come from, and how does it work? We'll use Bitcoin as an example.
A number of Bitcoins were released by the maker. As the coins are traded, the transactions are encrypted onto a ledger. The process of encryption is performed by miners whose computers solve these encryption problems called hashes. The computer that solves the transaction block first is rewarded for its efforts with a predetermined amount of Bitcoin.
The transaction blocks on Bitcoin take a minimum of 10 minutes to solve. To create a fake one, you'll need to start right from the beginning. It can never catch up to the one everyone agrees is the right one.
Roy grew a profitable mining operation. The equipment he bought online with digital currency with proceeds from mining.
Yeah, well, I just mine whatever's most profitable at the time. There's a calculator online. Basically, it tells me what's most profitable like at that moment.
He's been averaging around $1,200 per month. Roughly 25% goes towards electricity.
As long as I've been in it, it's profitable. You can make 10 times the profit one day, and then a month later, you're making a tenth. It's pretty much a game of throw the most hardware and money at it and you get a return.
It was essentially designed to serve the interests of vendors.
Roy doesn't agree with Kanyev that it's all a vendor-centric model with little or no value to the average customer. But then Roy isn't the average customer.
So if I want to go out for dinner, I can go on a site called coincards.ca and buy a gift card for just about anywhere in Canada with crypto. Restaurants, Home Depot, bookstores. Bitcoin only has value because people decide it has value.
No one understands this better than entrepreneur Ian France.
Now it's just a matter of being able to implement a day-to-day currency that people can use. There's 1,500 coins that are sitting out there, and I would venture to say that 1,400 plus are crap.
The iPro network sells incentivized investor packages ranging from $100 to $6,000. Half of the value of your investment is given back to you in the form of pro currency. Investors are educated in how to open online storefronts where the pro currency is slowly introduced in the form of a rebate system.
They've combined this currency with the education to teach people to open their own stores, accept the coin as well, along with all the major retailers. So they've developed this ecosystem to keep people there utilizing the coin.
The coin's success relies on mass buy-in. France realizes that for this to happen, he needs to forsake some of his libertarian leanings.
I believe that some sort of centralization, some form of regulations will benefit the actual overall digital currency industry.
In the long term, the problem that might arise in a scenario where online storefronts only accept pro currency is monopolization, where the store is the bank, is the user's online wallet and exchange.
Are we simply exchanging one set of intermediaries with another?
All cryptocurrencies are trying to become more consumer-centric. A central characteristic of technological development, however, is its unpredictability.
There's a development of blockchain technology which is something quite apart from the cryptocurrency aspect. And I think that is what is going to have more staying power in the long run.
The potential of this digital innovation was embraced by Joshua Ndolo, the Kenyan national who came to the University of Windsor on an athletic scholarship to study economics.
There was no easy way of transferring money to and from Africa. So I said, why not just try and build an app by myself with my friends? And that led to Amani.
Clients have jumped at the chance of doing cheap blockchain-supported transactions on their platform. Ndolo acknowledges that cryptocurrencies are currently a speculative and dangerous trend.
Because if you have so many people buying into this trend, buying into this craze, you inflate the price, and that could lead to a lot of misfortune. For someone in the Western world who's lived in an environment where the financial system actually works and is functional, but not see the necessity for a new way of doing finance.
It might very well be a marginalized economy that paves the way towards global adoption of cryptocurrencies.
So I think you'll have a lot of countries that have been left back due to their access to financial instruments. It could be a mass movement. It could be an economy that adopts it and does really well, and others look up to it and say, well, they're doing really well over there. Why don't we adopt it over here so that we can keep up or learn from them?
Kanyev is concerned about the absence of consumer protections. If a vendor refuses to reverse a transaction,
I can call my credit card company, they can reverse the transaction, they can help protect my interests. If I'm buying something with cryptocurrency, I'm essentially sending cash in the mail. And I don't necessarily know who I'm doing business with.
But to Ndolo, that's exactly the purpose of peer-to-peer self-regulation.
So anybody who's unethical, anybody who's immoral performing transactions will all be able to spot you and maybe stop doing business with you. Until now, the banks had been doing that. They would check who was fraudulent, they would check all this stuff, but now they don't need to. We can do it for ourselves.
The anonymity and absence of a central regulator are what make investing and using cryptocurrency attractive. It's not impossible that this libertarian utopia can come crashing down in the wink of an eye.
If this becomes more widespread, and if this looks like that it's going to be a vehicle for tax evasion or excessive tax avoidance, then governments will become involved.
The nature of the internet and blockchain is open source and self-regulated, instantaneously evolving sharing platforms. Their very existence is completely dependent on an inclusive and active participatory user community. Out of these reciprocal interactions, a consensus is reached on the value of cryptocurrency.
Despite looming legislation and extreme fluctuations in the value of cryptocurrency, there is money to be made, whether mining, trading, or buying shares in cryptocurrency businesses.
As students, sometimes finding just the right job can be tricky. Here's Ken Pastishin with some tips.
College students are more than halfway through the fall semester, and it's never too early to apply for summer jobs. First, assess the skills learned in all of your classes to find out what you can offer potential employers in your field. A resume is a place to include all your work skills and experiences. Be sure to include your internships and contacts. If you haven't participated in an internship, then use your instructors as contacts. Now it's time to email your resume and cover letter that states why you want to work for that particular employer. If you don't hear from them right away, it's understandable because of the pandemic. You should occasionally send follow-up emails. In the meantime, start contacting more employers. Ask others for job leads. Don't put your eggs in one basket. Keep on updating your skills and the network of industry contacts. Try hard and you should eventually get a job. Most important, you may get feelings of frustration. Do your best to maintain a positive attitude. Good luck, and I hope everybody will get the job they want.
In this ever-changing world of technology, Caleb Coulter is here to tell us what's new.
Windsor is one of the many cities across Canada receiving funding from the COVID-19 resilience stream. This fund, with over $3 billion available, will assist municipalities in updating and improving existing city and community buildings. Improvements to existing buildings could be as drastic as new central air systems, or as minor as retrofitting doors to have touchless sensors. Windsor City Hall, the Adventure Bay Aquatic Center, and even the Windsor City Transport Terminal will all be receiving improvements. Miranda Karen, a student at St. Clair College, says touchless upgrades can be a big deal for some people.
I use the public transit system in Windsor all the time. I have a skin condition, so when doors are automatic and I have to use hand sanitizer, I tend to have an allergic reaction. So I think making the change to automatic doors in all municipal buildings is a very good step for people like me.
The Windsor Transit Terminal is one of the many municipal buildings that will be benefiting from the COVID-19 Resilience Stream Fund. Upgrades will include touchless doors, washrooms, and many other features. The process of improving several city buildings has already begun. More changes are set to begin soon. From MediaPlex News, I'm Caleb Coulter.
Tanks, planes, ships, and more Canadian toy enthusiasts are coming together for an upcoming show. Ravishan Wijimone reports.
Attention toy soldiers, tanks and planes. This Saturday, Windsor's model builders got to showcase their craft at the 6th Annual Aviation Model Show. Held at the Canadian Aviation Museum, the competition was open to anyone from anywhere. On display were hundreds of finely detailed, historically accurate miniatures of military tanks, planes and ships. Canadian Aviation Model Club President Jerry Taylor says, model building is more than a hobby. It is a way Canadians honor the great military heritage of their country.
And we try to do a demonstration every week, or every month rather. So if someone new to the hobby doesn't know how to do decals, or how to put glass in properly without getting glue all over it, this is the type of things we do.
The model displays were in the hangar of the museum, among the preserved planes of the World War II era. These include the famed Bad Penny bomber, which helped Dutch people under Nazi occupation by dropping food instead of bombs. For MediaPlex News, I'm Ravishan Vijayman.
Let's throw back over to Zach, where he's standing by with our 3-day forecast. Zach?
Did you know that you could make a heat wave makes train tracks bend? Well, there is no heat in our forecast. On Wednesday, it'll be overcast with a high of 13. Thursday, cloudy and a high of 15. Friday, periods of rain and a high of 13. And as you can see, it gets chilly throughout next week. Gracie?
Mental health is an issue that many deal with, and as Kayla Tarnowski reports, some are doing something about it.
This past weekend, Christine Paris, with the help of her nonprofit organization, the Serenity Song Community Association, held the first annual Mental Health Awareness Day Festival.
We definitely had yoga, art workshops. Art Gallery Windsor has a taking care program, which is wellness through the arts. So we did some clay sculptures. We had art through the Provincial Youth Outreach Program.
Paris said that one of the reasons she started this festival was not only to promote wellness, but also to help those who need it.
But I have personal reasons too. I lost a brother to mental health issues a few years back, and it's become my mission. That is why I started this nonprofit.
Paris hopes to be able to hold the event again next spring. From MediaPlex News, I'm Kayla Tarnowski.
Mental illness is something that can affect anyone. Alexa Frazier is here with some tips to help you maintain a healthy mind.
1 in 5 Canadians will experience a mental health problem or illness. Mental illness is health conditions involving emotion, thinking, or behavior changes. Some common mental illnesses are anxiety and depression disorders. 49% of those who suffer from anxiety or depression have never gone to a doctor for this problem. Here are a few things you can try to keep a healthy mind. Make time for yourself and do things you like to do. Whether that is reading a book or playing a sport for an hour a day, do something you enjoy. The next important element up to having a good mental health is making sure you get a good night's rest every night. This can be hard with a busy schedule, but it is recommended you need between 7 and 9 hours of sleep every night. Did you know just by physically smiling it releases endorphins and can make you feel better in minutes? Try smiling for 10 seconds within the first 5 minutes that you wake up. There are also resources available through the government like 24-hour helplines and crisis centers. I'm Alexa Fraser, and this has been your Health Minute.
Jack Miner is a local hero and icon. Ken Pastishin explains.
During the weekend, the town of Kingsville celebrated their annual Migration Festival, and the Jack Miner Bird Sanctuary also held events on their property, a historical site which protected countless migrating geese and ducks for over 100 years. Miner, known as Wild Goose Jack, is the father of conservation in North America. The sanctuary is open to visitors from dawn to dusk. Normally, the museum is open only by appointment. During the festival, it is open to everyone.
I am here at the Jack Miner Museum, where guided tours are being offered throughout the bird sanctuary during the Migration Festival.
One guide took a group to Ty Cobb Field, who is good friends with Jack Miner. Lots of children's activities like a trout pond, haystack maze, and lawn tractor rides took place during the festival. The sanctuary depends entirely on donations and is run by 3 part-time and 1 full-time staff members.
We're doing everything we can to put Jack Miners back on the map and a place everybody wants to be.
For the MediaPlex News Now, I'm Ken Pastushin from the Jack Miner Bird Sanctuary.
For St. Clair College students, there's money to be had. I went out to bring you this story. It's that time again where St. Clair College students can apply for possible scholarships.
Each year, the college receives donations from various places and sponsors to put towards student scholarships and support. Dylan Reed is a first-year student at St. Clair College who is eager to apply for scholarships.
The application process honestly wasn't even that long. Once you get the information, like throughout your personal information and everything like that, it's pretty easy. The things that you would want to take your time on were like the actual personal questions that, you know, scholarships, the companies look at.
To send in your application form, go to My St. Clair College and click on the scholarship button, and it will direct you to the form you can fill out with all your information. For MediaPlex News, I'm Gracie Lowe's.
COVID-19 has caused some businesses to close, but as Albert Sharp reports, some are dressing for success.
A young entrepreneur is making the most of the COVID-19 pandemic. Despite many small businesses being forced to close their doors following pandemic shutdowns, 19-year-old Alex Hagan decided to take this time to pursue her dream of opening her own small business.
Well, you know, the old saying is the best time to open a business is during a recession, or whatever that old saying is. But there have been a lot of ups and downs along the way.
Located in Show Studios on Monmouth, her business is dedicated to helping people find that one piece of clothing they can't find anywhere else. Because no matter where you go, you need to dress the part. For MediaPlex News, I'm Albert Sharp.
So what do you want to know? Well, Zachary Balog is going to tell you in this report.
Have you ever driven down Sandwich Street in Windsor and seen an old windmill and wonder, why is that there? Well, I'll tell you in this installment of Did You Know? According to the city of Windsor, in the 18th century, numerous wind-powered grist mills stood on the shore of the Detroit River between Sandwich and Tecumseh. During the War of 1812, it was said that American General William Hull commandeered flour for his troops from the mill before his retreat from Sandwich. The mill you see behind me is a replica of the old mills that once stood at this location and was erected in 1992. The more you know. For MediaPlex News, I'm Zachary Balog.
Natana Mutarasu is a smart woman, but more than that, some may even consider her wise. Let's listen.
Hi, I'm Nantana Mutarasu. Welcome to my podcast, Do Not Worry. In today's episode, do not worry about wisdom. Wisdom has fallen victim to the era of instant gratification. We're too impatient, we want everything now, and we're immediately feeling defeated searching for this wisdom. Even Siri can't find it. Siri, find wisdom.
That may be beyond my abilities at the moment.
The answer lies in the right question. I always ask myself, what's the lesson am I supposed to learn here? No, don't tweet that. Wisdom is about seeking, not tweeting. Put it this way, a flower bud never worries about the arrival time. And just like wisdom, when it arrives, it's the right time. You just have to keep going. Okay, if you're still all about the instant gratification, go to your nearest Timmy's, buy yourself a donut, inhale, take a bite, and exhale, do not worry. You will have the sugar needed to figure out your next step. Thanks for watching. I am Nantana Mutarasu. See you in the next episode of Do Not Worry.
Do you ever wonder what happens here at the MediaPlex? Let's take a peek behind the scenes.
This goes to Twitter.
This just in from Queen's Park.
That's the header.
Thank you for joining us. We are proud to announce
3, 2, 1, cue.
Standing by with the details of today's announcement is MediaPlex News reporter Jessica Tatton.
Ready, live, and take.
Thanks, Albert. Here are the details from today's announcement.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Gracie Lowe's, and you've been watching MediaPlex News Now.
MediaPlex News Now is a production of the St. Clair College Journalism Program.